We met Mauana and Gabriel, who is somewhere in the audience, some time back when we worked and spoke with FIFA about introducing audio description for the FIFA World Cup 2014 in Brazil. And our partnership with Urece in Brazil started then. They've been to visit us several times at the CAFE office. We work closely with them. I'm not going to steal any more thunder, but I'd definitely please come up onto the stage, Mauana. I'd also like to welcome onto the stage Larissa that has joined us. Larissa Sayevich has been a friend and a partner and working with CAFE since 2010, 11 maybe. In the lead up to Euro 2012, Larissa played a very big part in the project there. Larissa is herself a passionate blind football fan, and I'd also like to welcome onto the stage Liubomyr, who again worked with us extensively for Euro 2012. We handed the baton to Ukraine to carry on the works, and they're doing a tremendous job. And Liubomyr will say a little bit after Mauana about the work that he does in continuing the audio description legacy in Ukraine. So Mauana, if we may hand to you, I think you need to grab, oh, you're mic'd up, fantastic. So I don't know if you want to sit there, you want to stand and walk, it's
That's
entirely
okay.
up to you, but I need to give you that.
Okay, thank you.
you.
Good morning, all. I think we have a very hard job today, speaking before lunch, right? Everybody must be starving. Just to quickly introduce myself, I'm a journalist, and I was challenged, like Neil, to work together with CAFE to deliver this program, but it was such an amazing experience for me. And I would love to share it with you. Just help me. How can I?
Just press that one.
Okay.
If you want to go backwards, it's that one.
Okay, thank you. So, Urece is an NGO based in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We are not very familiar with accessibility projects. We are more of sports and culture programs. We just had Felipe Gomes winning a gold medal, right? In 2 gold medals in Qatar. He's one of our athletes, and we have been working with blind and visual impaired people since 2005. We just turned 10, and this was our very first accessibility program. And as the first time we're doing such a huge project, many challenges popped up. And the first of all was to understand how important was to have this service in Brazil. I think this is more of a cultural thing, but blind people are very used to listen to radio transmissions in Brazil, and they have like their favorite commentators, and they are very familiar with them. So introducing a new service with new people, different voices, different journalists, talking to them, it was the very first challenge we had. Okay. So the partnership with CAFE was essential for us, not only to lead us in the right way, but also to give us information and numbers and statistics and a lot of different kind of support. And I have to say, this lady has been bothered so many times with the clock difference. So I called her like in the morning, in the very first morning. But that was very important for us to know better how to do the project. The first step was to invite and to find the volunteers there that are going to deliver the service, and we contacted universities, especially trying to find media students, and that was a very good thing that we did, because they were very, very, very interested in the project, not only to learn something new, but also to have the experience of commentating in the FIFA World Cup. That is huge for everybody, right? And the first step was the training seminar we had on Maracanã Stadium in March, and that was the very first time we gathered all of those volunteers and people and had our training seminar in there. The one in the picture speaking is Marcos. He's vice president of Urece. He's blind and a very, very huge fan of a football fan, and his job in there was very, very important to inspire people and to talk to the volunteers of his personal experience, but also how important was audio-descriptive from a blind fan point of view. And we had the online training as well because of the distance, and you all know that Brazil is so huge and people were very distant to each other. So we had this online training, which was very important for the volunteers, for the commentators, so they could not only train more, obviously, but also get more rhythm and try to improve their vocabulary. And the third, but absolutely not least, part of the training was the live match practice. We did on the Brazilian Championship matches, and it was very, very important. So the volunteers, the commentators, could experience exactly what they are going to deliver during the World Cup. And we had blind fans as well joining us during the training. The first one in the picture smiling is one of our athletes, Aristino, and he's very football fan, and was amazing to have him in there to give feedbacks, instant feedbacks to the guys, and we try to do it in every city. So finally, during the World Cup, here are some of the pictures we have. We delivered the service in 4 cities, and during 26 matches, and it was such an amazing experience. We have had amazing feedbacks from the fans, saying not only because of the audio-descriptive program, obviously, but also the whole experience of being in a match during a World Cup. One of the most important part of the project was the evaluation forms we gave to the fans in the stadiums in every single match. So even during the tournament, we could have their feedbacks and try to improve the service during the World Cup. So from the very first match till the finals, we had amazing feedbacks from the fans, and we could try to fix some problems even during the World Cup. But I have to say that no formal evaluation form compares to Daniel's story. He's 9 years old, and he's from Minas Gerais, Belo Horizonte, and he went to a match, and his father wrote to us saying that he was so amazed, he had an amazing time, and he's visual impaired and also hard of hearing. So it was a very different experience, and we invited them to the finals. He actually stayed at my place. Yeah. And it was such an amazing experience, but to have his experience in the stadium, but above it all, to have his feedback once he told his father why don't we have these services everywhere? So I think this is like the most important thing. It's beyond football, it's beyond stadiums, it's beyond, you know, it's something that he will grow up knowing not only his rights, but also all the possibilities he has. And he won't stop, I'm sure. And now we're starting the project Legacy. FIFA put us in charge of doing it after the World Cup. And we started work to provide the service at Maracanã Stadium. And now we have a different challenge because 40% of the employees at Maracanã Stadium were fired, including the whole sustainable department because of the crisis in Brazil. So we're restarting now. But it's an amazing experience to have this service delivered in Maracanã, where all of the matches of national and Rio de Janeiro Cups they are all in there. So we have a very passionate fans giving us feedbacks, and it's amazing. Has been an amazing experience. And these in the picture are the new commentators we've trained. And we also have Marcos as well, and Roberto and Luis, which are some of our blind fans that are giving us feedbacks and trying to help us with to get better and to get better and better. Well, that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mauana.
Thank you. There we go.
I'll come back with a few questions afterwards, but it was incredible to be in probably the heartbeat of football in Brazil for the World Cup and in the lead up to the World Cup with this project which introduced audio description to Brazil as a brand new service for the very first time. So it was a big, huge step. So thanks to FIFA for helping us to deliver that project. And I'm now going to turn to the clock back a little bit to Euro 2012. But Liubomyr, you're going to tell us more about what's happened since Euro 2012. And again, in a country where together we introduced audio description as a brand new service. So over to you, if I may, please. Thank you.
Have to use? It's okay, yes? Thanks. Dear delegates, dear colleagues, it's a privilege to be here today representing Ukrainian experience of audio descriptive services performance for partially sight and blind people during the football matches. I am thankful to CAFE for this opportunity and much more thankful to this organization for initiating and advocating the provision of such services in Ukraine several years ago. Ukraine is a country with the largest territory in Ukraine with population over 44 million of people. 70,000 partially sight and blind people are officially registered in Ukraine, but according to non-official information, data, this number is 3 times as high. Unfortunately, in my country, people with disabilities still have limited access to many aspects of public life, and sports is not exception. The huge efforts are made by Ukrainian NGOs to improve the situation, and of course, international expertise and support is a very big help in this process. I am glad to say that now audio descriptive commentary of sport events with special equipment for fans with visual impairments became available to some cities of Ukraine. Let me briefly recall how it all started. In 2012, for the first time in the history of the UEFA European Football Championships, the final tournament was played in Central and Eastern Europe, in Ukraine and Poland. Everyone in Ukraine, especially football fans, was very enthusiastic and excited. This event stimulated many improvements in sport infrastructure and service provision. At that event, audio-descriptive commentary was introduced in Ukraine for the first time in 4 biggest host cities: Kyiv, Kharkiv, Donetsk, and Lviv. Center for Access to Football in Europe, in cooperation with National Assembly of Disabled People of Ukraine, delivered the official UEFA EURO 2012 Respect Inclusion project called Football with No Limits. I have to say that was created a good team of 8 commentators for host cities, and I have to say great thanks for 2 good Austrian trainers, Gregor Volt and Martin Zwischenberger, which are here, and thank you very much. During the football matches, you know, commentators provided additional descriptions of all significant visual information. 3 years after Euro 2012, Kyiv and Kharkiv are the leaders of audio-descriptive services provision in Ukraine. In Lviv, such services are provided only during the most significant matches. In Donetsk now it's not possible because of Russian aggression and war conflict. Football club Dynamo Kyiv, through its Parafan club, allocates 150 places for people with disabilities at the Olympic National Stadium. You can see it on the slide. And another team, Football Club Metalist Kharkiv, provides 100 places for partially sight and blind people. We are aware that fans with visual impairments in other cities of Ukraine need audio-descriptive services as well. There should be an initiative and readiness of football clubs to provide necessary equipment at their stadiums. Therefore, we kindly ask UEFA and CAFE to lobby this issue through the Football Federation of Ukraine to the Ukrainian Premier League clubs. It will be very good support because now it's not possible to organize in every city. So by acting together, we can ensure that blind people can follow the match, fully support their favorite teams, and enjoy the most popular game in the world. Thank you very much for your attention, for your cooperation, and for your support. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Liubomyr. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to just ask a few questions of Larissa. Larissa, you've worn 2 hats during the project, one in being a coordinator for us for the project, but also, most importantly, yourself as a blind football fan. Can you tell us a little bit of what it meant to you? I know there's a very magic phrase that you used when we asked you to describe this, but can you tell us just how it feels to have gone from following football with no audio description to how it is when you go to a match with audio description?
Thank you, Joyce. Good afternoon, everybody. As Joyce said, I am a partially sighted football fan myself, and at the same time I'm a representative of a larger number of blind and visually impaired football fans from Ukraine, because I'm a vice president of National League of blind and visually impaired people organizations. That's why I'm 2 in 1 here, and I will speak not only myself, but on behalf, if you let me, on other football fans, blind football fans whom I spoke, and for whom this service has completely changed the perception of the football matches. And first of all, I want, of course, to thank UEFA and CAFE for bringing this service to our country. This service was absolutely new for us. My first experience of audio-descriptive commentary happened on one of the semi-finals of Euro 2012 on Donbass Arena in Donetsk. And theoretically, I was really quite good prepared for what it would be, because I was one of the regional coordinators of UEFA project Respect Inclusion Football with No Limits, and thus participated in the audio descriptive commentators selection, recruitment and training process. So I was ready for that, and even for me it was a great surprise because I felt as if someone shared vision with me. The commentary helped me to get orientated on the stadium, to identify my place on the tribune, to feel better the geometry and the geography of the football field. Changing each other every minute, the commentators gave me the detailed information just in time, immediate information of what was going on. They explained me the details which I would never see with my eyes, and I would definitely miss with my vision less than 4% vision left. They told me about the face and body language. They explained me the movements of feet and legs of the players on the field, clothes, colors, and even haircuts, and thus helping to this commentary. It helped me to follow the match adequately, the same way as the others did, and I felt equal with the other football fans at this. Together with them, I understood what is going on, not only on the field but on the tribunes. During and after the match, we spoke with the blind fans, and I knew that there were tears in their eyes. And I will never forget what they told me. They said that audio-descriptive commentary is they said that audio-descriptive commentary is temporary recovery of their sight for the period of match. It's great. It works. It really works. And they also said that it is the best way for them to feel and to be equal on the stadium during the football match. This experience brought me to a conclusion that audio-descriptive commentary can, to a very high extent, compensate and replenish the lack or even absence, total absence of sight. And since that time, I would never say, I would say that any modern, newly built, absolutely accessible from architectural point of view stadium cannot be considered totally, fully inclusive without special informational services for people with sensory disabilities. Because people come to the stadium not just to get safely to their seat or to sit there comfortably. They come for the emotions, and they want to get them adequately, the same way as all the others do. So the stadia without these services, I will compare with a restaurant where I can enter without any barriers, physical barriers, I mean, where I can comfortably sit at a table, smell the food, know all the dishes in the menu, but where I'm not allowed to eat. That's what before I came to the restaurant. There is a lot of tasty food around me, but I cannot, but I'm still hungry. That's why one more sentence final. I just want, if you let me, last month I visited several stadiums, newly built, very modern, very accessible from all the points of view, but lacking these services. And I wanted to say that, frankly speaking, the equipment is not expensive at all and not complicated, and every stadium and club can afford to have this service, thus expanding the number of thankful fans. Yes, and I believe that this conference is one more confident step to the time when all the stadiums in the world will be accessible and fully inclusive from all the sides, architecturally, informationally, and emotionally. Thank you.
Thank you, Larissa. Very well said. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. If I may, again, unless there are some really burning issues, we are running late, and I'm mindful that we've got a 3-course lunch to get through. So has anybody got a really urgent question to ask the panel? If not, please do speak to the panel during lunch and during the breaks. That you have 2 different projects delivering